Hey everybody, the Great Reset is in full swing. We've got 4 stories, I believe there's 4, and we're going to talk about gold and silver, how it can be used. I got a bunch of questions on that.
Yeah.
What's going on in the real estate market? The interest rates have doubled since we were buying real estate. And a while back, people were saying, oh, no, the real estate market's fine, it's only going to go way up. And several people were telling me they would come on the show and
set you straight.
Set me straight. And I'm still waiting. So we've ran some numbers on some mortgage rates on how they've doubled and what you're going to pay now compared to what you were paying.
Right.
And in the hard instance that you're going to have, that it doubles from here. That's likely. I mean,
very, very likely.
You know, it's just a double. It already doubled, why wouldn't it do it again? So let's get into the first story. As Europe is about to freeze and go hungry, I'm going to try to stay on top of that because it's real.
Yes, so not only that, but you don't stop and think about how much energy and electricity affects every aspect of your life. The first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, that guy was talking to the Alaskan prepper, he said, what do you do?
You go
First
to the bathroom.
thing you do is you go to the bathroom.
It's going to be hard to do without lights. You're going to be mad.
And you flip on the electricity. Well, Europe right now, there's many places in the world right now that are facing electricity problems, but they're actually rolling out laws, and they're saying that they're limiting the amount of electricity you can use.
Restrictions.
They're doing restrictions. Well, it just says they're doing tests to do diesel-fueled backup generators. That's how bad. And they were going green, but they're going back to diesel.
Well, I don't have a choice.
Generators.
Every time I talk about uranium, and for you new people, sometimes I bring stocks up that
you look at,
according to the news, are going to go up one day. Silver and gold and uranium. And this is really wind in the sails of uranium to me. As we get into it, it'll be a while. But
anyway, they're conducting stress tests on their banks right now. And I guess I want to kind of just draw attention to this a little bit because we need to think about that here locally. This is how it could affect us. These companies that have carried out these power outage simulations, and they're using the diesel generators that hopefully would keep these offices running for multiple days. They're darkening the offices. They're turning off decorative power. They're turning off hot water running in the bathrooms. They're adjusting workplace temperatures down to, I think, like
80.6.
Yeah, they're not letting them get any
That's hot.
cooler than that. All the advertisement at night, if you look at the banks, they're usually lit up at night. They're taking away all that. They're shuttering. They're taking away all the fountains. You see a lot of banks that have fountains out in the front. When we were in Puerto Rico, we noticed a lot of the fountains were shut off. Remember that?
Yeah, I think that was just
they said
aftermath of the hurricane. I don't think that was an energy problem, but it very well could be. I'm not sure.
Anyway, they're even turning off the employed gyms.
Not the gym.
Yeah, they're taking away the gym.
Need to have a gym at your house.
Energy uses restrictions, they said. Even they're completely changing the way that they're running their operation right now. So think about this. If that happened here locally, which we're having problems in California, Texas, and different places, they're having rolling blackouts and stuff like that, and your bank went down, how would that affect you? And I guess that's what I took away from this.
It wouldn't affect us too much.
Affect a lot of people. A lot of people.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have full faith in the dollar. It's going to go on forever. A lot of people don't understand that you don't eat this stuff. It's still strange to me. I'll never understand that. We don't hold this, and I got questions. I'll read them to you. We don't hold this stuff to eat. Okay. Through history, it's always been a means of transaction. You know, it's hard to trade a bag of beans for milk. It's hard to get those calculations right. You could just, I'll take the milk and a bag of beans, or whatever it may be. This has always been money. Always. Mm-hmm. And it will always be money. It's not going away. There's only so much of it, and people are buying it faster. The retail investors are buying it more now than ever before in history. So if to the people that think, you can't eat it, so I don't need it. Well, you can't eat stocks, bonds, cash, mutual funds. You can't eat any of that stuff. But if the banks go down and the lights go out, just think how valuable it would be. Think how valuable the people in Venezuela. It would feed their family. They were feeding their family for a family of 4 for one day on a piece of silver. I think that's what it was. And other people that did not have this went hungry. That's the difference. So we don't have this to eat it. And now some people say, well, I just don't have enough money to spend for silver. I'd rather buy food. That's great. If you're not there, I understand 100%. You need food first.
Yes, I agree.
Water, all that stuff first. But some people have more wealth than just enough to buy food and the main. Some people have millions of dollars. Some people have $400,000 or $500,000 in the bank. So, and they've got all their food. They've got all their water. They've got that stuff. What are they going to do? Just try to put yourself in their shoes. What do you do? What is the other option? I put it in the comments. What is the other option?
I agree.
If you've already got your preps and you've got a surplus of cash left over that is getting annihilated, well, that will be getting annihilated by inflation that's going to turn into hyperinflation. It could be transitory. Not to mention it's the most undervalued asset on the planet, as well as the most manipulated. If you want to invest in some, you can call that number and talk to Stacey.
Sure.
She'll walk you through it. But I'd really, really like to get past this you can't eat it mentality. That's just not it.
I think this is always going to have some value. At the end of the day, this is never gone to zero. This will always have a value. And when you look at it like that, I think it changes your perspective. But I guess going back to the energy and how it's going to affect your money, if we do have an energy crisis, we are having an energy crisis, and your banks do get shut down, the internet gets shut down, electricity goes, you have rolling blackouts, you will not be able to access even your 401k, your IRA. It's gone. So I guess, what do you do at that point? This is the only thing you can really hold at the end of the day if you can't get access to that or put some cash on hand. That's it. You can't pay bills.
And this is silver, and gold and silver.
So, gold and silver, but you can't pay bills. You cannot buy gas. You cannot buy food. You cannot buy
here's
medicine.
What they're going to say. They're going to say, well, how are you going to trade this for gas?
Because they're going to take that. The gas, when you go in there and they cannot get money,
there's a few. No, well, the gas station is probably not going to take.
I bet they do. If the banking
they don't
system,
have a way to.
If the banking system went down and electricity went off grid, well, you might not even could use the gas pumps at that point. But I think people would take that, absolutely. A grocery store.
Okay,
I think they would.
I think you would trade this for whatever currency is the best.
But we're talking about if electricity goes down right now. If the grid goes down right now, that's what kind of this article is about. Where does that put you?
I get what you're saying.
At that point, if you literally cannot use your debit card.
If the grid's down, we live in the Thunderdome.
And that's what I'm saying. I think people will
now
still
you're
accept
talking
this.
guns, butter, and silver. Yeah.
I think they would, absolutely. If I needed to get some gas and that gas station could get it out of the pump, I bet your bottom dollar they'd take that. Absolutely. You don't think so?
Well, the gas station owner could work out some kind of deal. The clerk's not going to know what to do with this. They don't probably even know what spot is. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some. Oh,
there'll definitely be some gray areas that you'll have to work it out. But if it goes down, so obviously Europe is worried enough that they're doing diesel generator backups. They're doing these simulations. They're saying, if this happens, this is what's going to happen. They're preparing for their banks to go down. That means that people will not be able to get their money. And I don't think people are realizing this. I talked to someone the other day and I said, do you have any cash on hand? Zero. None. They had nothing in their wallet. They literally live on credit cards and use their debit card. That is it. So if their bank goes down and electricity goes down, they are done. They will be sitting there hungry with nothing. And I think we should pay attention to that. Sorry, I just got all fired up.
No, that's good.
Pay attention.
Look, there is no right or wrong. There's only probabilities.
True.
And the probability that the government's going to print more money than who to thunk it. I mean, they're going to print it into the stratosphere. That's what all governments have always done through history. Every one of them. All fiat currencies turn to the same zero. They're worth the paper they're printed on. This has held people's wealth.
Yes.
This holds your wealth. Gold holds your wealth. This is smaller. The ratio is way off. What is it, 95 to 1?
Hit over 95.
95 silver ounces to buy one piece of gold. Mm-hmm. And through history, it'll go up 20, 30. A lot of people trade at 16 and 14. That's how you double your precious metals. But as far as the banks going down, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine going into the Thunderdome without a little bit of precious metals, and everybody can do it. Junk silver, also known, I want to hurt everybody's feelings. They get upset when you call it junk silver. Constitutional silver, pre-65 quarters and dimes.
I want to interrupt you just real quick on that. So that stuff's actually getting harder to find. There is no more being printed, obviously, because it has to be before 1965, and the premiums are going up on that. It seems like I can't say exactly daily, but it seems every time I go in to log in to buy some more, they're going up and they're harder to find. So just heads up on that. If you are interested, it's something you should look at sooner than later. But real quick before we go on down that road, even in the United States, I just want to cover this real quick and then we'll move on. And electricity, they're even in the United States. They're even saying certain states, certain areas, during certain time periods, when the electricity, when that's super hot, they're saying please don't use major appliances. And then here's the ironic thing. In California, they're saying don't charge your electric cars. But yet they're supposed to be banning gas-powered cars. So it's just, we're kind of in an interesting area with this energy crisis that we've got going on.
I forget where it was. It was in California. They had a big electric car meetup, and they had to charge their cars with diesel generators.
Yes. Yeah.
We're just not there yet.
Nope.
I want an electric car, to be honest with you.
You've driven one, and you thought it was
really
they're
really cool. I mean, I don't mind it. I don't mind charging it with diesel either.
Yeah.
But
anyway, the second thing that's kind of just ironically, Biden, of course, is putting us in his policies, their administration, not Biden, maybe himself, where we are becoming more dependent on other countries for our energy, unfortunately. And the Prime Minister of UK is now doing the turnaround. She is saying, nope, our country is on the brink of rolling blackouts, banks having no electricity, and she is getting ready to go drill, baby.
Yeah,
She just came out and said...
What is the other option?
There is no. She said, we're going to open the North Sea for oil drilling, and we're going to build more nuclear plants. She said, we are the opposite of Biden.
Yeah, well, here we go.
Yep.
Nuclear, uranium, that's the future. If the lights come on, it's through nuclear. Nuclear, not to be confused with nuclear.
We've been down that discussion. And just kind of on a funny side note, apparently, if you like lobster, you might want to grab you some, because Seafood Watch is an environmental watch list person. They're out of California. They have decided that it's going to be on the red list of seafoods that you do not need to purchase. And I guess they work with a lot of companies, including Cheese Factory, World Market, or Foods, Whole Foods, whatever, and they determine what you can and cannot buy. So good luck if you want lobster, because now they're saying it's going to be on a list that you cannot purchase.
Okay, so they're outlawing lobsters.
What else? All right.
What do you say to that?
What are the last thing I want to talk about?
Out with the lobsters, in with the bugs.
There you go, in with the bugs. All right, the last thing we want to talk about, we've touched on this before, but let's talk about mortgage rates again and housing market.
This is a big one.
Yeah, it's jumped to 5.89, and this is the highest level since 2008.
Ooh.
Here we go.
And this it's not the same, but it rhymes.
It does.
It's getting, so the mortgage rates have doubled. What was the price? What did it cost a person? We got it wrote down there. $250,000 house at 3%.
Right.
What's your payment per month?
$1,054. Now that's not including your insurance and all that. It's just your principal.
Yeah,
yep.
$1,054 a month. Now
it's
doubled. It's almost $1,500 a month at 6%. And what if it doubled one more time? That's what people. Oh, it'll never go that high. All it's got to do is double again. It just did.
Mm-hmm. And it puts it at $2,571. So that's $1,000 more.
$1,000 difference if it doubles from here.
Yep. So
it's already $500. So, what does that mean for real estate?
Housing prices has to come down, but we have been saying this for months, and people have, no offense, but even including my own company, have said, no, it's different this time. It's because I'm a real estate agent, and they're like, nope, it's different this time. I'm like, no, you guys, it cannot keep
Brokers
going
always say
up.
the same thing.
And I know you have to say that to keep, people not scared and flee in the market or whatever, but you also have to be realistic.
Well, you expect a broker to come out and say, it's going down. There's going to be some real deals. Don't buy right now. They're not going to say that.
No. Well,
they're not going to say
it's not just brokers. It was agents, too. I mean,
well, the brokers coach the agents, correct?
True. That's true. And but we've been saying this for months.
Oh, yeah. The housing prices will come down. Nothing goes straight up forever. Nothing.
No, it doesn't.
So,
So just think about this: if you're wanting to buy, or if you do have a home right now, and you're thinking about refinancing or getting a mortgage, this is something to think about. Your prices are definitely going up, and I'm hearing from lenders too. They're tightening up the loans. They're wanting you to have more money down. Oh, and speaking of which. So there used to be a program called the Rural Development Loan, which was 0% down, and you could get that if you were outside the city limits. I do a lot of those because I deal with a lot of rural areas. Bank of America has just come out and said that they are going to do this for certain ethnic groups in the inner cities so that they can help them get homes. This is going to basically destroy and cripple them because they're going to buy at the top of the market, put 0% down. If something, God forbid, happens, they lose their job, they can't make their mortgage because their interest rates are going to be up. They're literally going to have to pay to get out of that house. They are going to be upside down because when you put 0% down, all you're paying is interest for those first couple years. That's it. Look at the rates, look at the sheet of the payment, and when they will have nothing on principal paid down. And if they have to go to sell, so I think this program, it sounds good, but I think it's actually going to hurt the lower income people. And it's mainly blacks and Hispanics, they said, that they are targeting, Bank of America said.
And this comes at a time where the Fed doesn't care too much about the unemployment. They're way more worried about inflation. So they're raising interest rates. Yep. And if you're not really trying to pay attention to unemployment and people start getting unemployed, yep. How do they pay the note?
They don't.
And then somebody has come in and buy the houses yep. that are on short sale, that are going to the sheriff's auction, that are, we have been waiting for this, keeping an eye on it. And a lot of people think, oh, you're just greedy. You want to profit from other people's failures or whatever. But that's the way it works, guys. Somebody's got to be there. Mm-hmm. If we're not there, then it's probably the government. And that's the worst thing that could happen is the government have any more power. I mean, they've got way too much as it is. We do not want them owning our houses. So hopefully entrepreneurs will step up mm-hmm. and pull this thing out of the gutter, and it very well could be 16 or 18% interest. I mean, that is nutty to think about. We've been there before. We could go there again. And if you can make houses cash flow at those high interest rates, mm-hmm. I know that sounds crazy, but people were doing it. People were I know several people that have been in the real estate market forever, rental properties, that were buying houses back then. Yep. And if you can make them cash flow then, as the interest rates come back down, you can refi, mm-hmm. and then you're really sitting good. So that's what I'm hoping for. I've never nailed anything just right. I've never called the bottom or the top, but that's kind of a nutshell of what hopefully
we're doing.
We're doing.
Well, we're trying to muddle through it.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever stand up here and say, I know it all, and this is exactly what's going to happen. Nope. I'd be wrong 100% of the time.
No, I just try to look at stuff like this and pay attention. He and I both do, and just pay attention. Just kind of listen to see what's going on and muddle through it and try to learn as we go.
As we get into the Thunderdome. That's all we can do. So, guys, have an awesome, awesome day. We'll see you in the next one. Later.